The use of theater is another way in which we have sought to make known our adaptation efforts. Times are different now, my child. This is an original monologue written and performed by Richardo Douglas. Richardo is one of our cultural ambassadors. He's an internationally acclaimed Grenadian actor, writer, and storyteller. He will be accompanied this evening by Jay McDonnell, who will perform his song, Sons and Daughters. The performance is a tale of hope and ambition that is inspired by the climate change impacts that Grenada has been feeling and the actions put in place to become more resilient to this effort. Please help me welcome Richardo and Jay.
Greetings, head table. Hello everybody, greetings, welcome to Grenada. Don't be frightened, my child. I know the times are different. What we are seeing these days, all the strange happenings with the climate makes you wonder. I know, my child, I know you're frightened of what's going on around you. But you know, it wasn't like that. Especially on our little island, our beautiful Isle of Spice, Grenada. I remember the days when we used to sit on the veranda and watch the beautiful clear blue sky. Some days, creative, magical clouds would float in the gentle tropical breeze, painting all kinds of stories with its changing formations. I remember we used to sit outside on a full moon night, yes, and tell all kind of mesmerizing folk tales about La Jablesse, and Sukuyan, and Ligarou, and Papa Bois. And Papa Bois is the guardian of the forest, yes. You couldn't cut down a tree, in the forest before, because Papa Bois would come after you. I remember looking up at the stars in the night, no obstruction, clear as a bell, with the sweet music of the little night creatures. And we used to hear the crystal clear river flowing freely in the distance, adding a nice, relaxing ambiance to the stories. Oh, that river coming down high from the mountains where the waterfall that brings the river down to us was full of clean, pure, powerful water that we could drink from. Yes, my child, I remember when a little rain used to fall, we just used to say, today's a rainy day, but that's good. The plants get a little water in, yes. And the island will get a little wash down. But today, when the rain sets up in the sky and it looks a little dark, people just start to shake. Yes, blood pressure that start to rise. People getting nervous. They're asking questions like, is there a system outside? You check the weather channel? Any news from NADMA? Because times are changing. We never used to ask those questions before. We never used to worry about those little rainfalls before. There is no wet season and dry season anymore, just one season. And that season doing anything it wants to do. And the rain these days, it's not easy rain, It's coming in big bursts, then disappearing, then it coming again, lasting sometimes 2-3 days. Then the sun will come out hot, 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 then out of nowhere, you get a drought. I remember in the olden days when the sun shining and the rain falling and they're happening at the same time, we just used to say, the devil quarreling with his wife. But that's different. The rains today bring devastation, floods, landslides, which we have never seen the likes of before, destroying towns, crops, roads, families. These days, when I leave my house, I walk in with a fan and an umbrella because you don't know when things are going to change. Oh, I know you're feeling frightened, my child. Yes, my child, you are right. The weather is getting a little more intense. For example, look at the hurricanes. And with all that rain and flooding, the water brings down the chemicals from the farmlands, from factories into the rivers. The rivers go into the sea. Then it affects the reefs and the fish. Then we have to eat the little fish that remains. Then when we eat the fish, we get sick. Then it's an expense to our health. Oh, it keeps going round and round and round. Oh, it's such a frightening circle. All because of climate change, they say. Then the economy is affected. Tourism, the oceans are rising. Our beautiful beaches are slowly disappearing, slowly getting eroded. Our main attractions could be destroyed in a matter of 2 hours. Oh, I know it's frightening, my child. I know. I don't mean to frighten you. Some people say global warming is one of the reasons. But we small island states are a minor, teeny, weeny contributor to that. Huh? A little small island like us. I mean, what do we do that is so drastic to change the climate? I mean, somebody smoke a little cigarette, the smoke go up in the air, a little cannabis, it go up in the air. You know, we cook a little oil lung outside, it go up in the air. The little cars we have, the little exhaust, it go up in the air, but that's about it. What happens out there in the big world affects us the most. We small island states suffer more to the adverse effect of this climate change. You know, they say when the big countries sneeze, we catch the... We have to do something and real fast to combat that thing they call climate change, my child. It's like a monster. It's like a monster that comes in different forms, like a chameleon. But have no fear, my child. You don't have to be frightened anymore. But if we all do our little part, there is hope. There's always hope when we come together. That is why our beautiful Isle of Spice has its finger on the button. The government of Grenada has already developed a national climate change policy and a national adaptation plan. You hear what I'm saying, my child? Yes. Grenada is the first island in the region to put those policies in place. So you see, my child, you don't have to be frightened anymore. The government has all kinds of programs of actions proposed. Yes, my child. Things like water availability, food security, ecosystem resilience, coastal zone management, disaster risk reduction and disease prevention, climate change and projections and public education. And that is how I know all of this, you know. Don't think I'm smart. Education. That teach me all of this. Oh, I could go on. So you don't have to be afraid anymore, my child. And listen to this. Listen well. The government has plans. They have plans to make Grenada a climate-smart, small state. You hear me? A climate-smart, small state. Resilient cities. You see, we are a proactive nation. Just now, all the street lights will be lighting from the sun, you know. We won't have any electrical cables in the front of us blocking view. All them electrical lines going underground. Yes, that is the plan. And we have already started with climate change policies for coastal zone energy and education. Oh boy, my child, Grenada not making joke. I was afraid like you once. Now we have climate change education, activities all over the island to embrace our general public's knowledge. Community projects have been implemented in the area of harvesting the rainwater, infrastructure, resilience, fisheries, agriculture, and livelihood. You think we're easy in Grenada? Grenada don't mess around, you know. All voices are heard. So you see, my child, I know you're frightened. I used to be like that. So I just wanted to ease your mind a little bit, to let you know in Grenada there is hope. And where there is hope, there is life. And where there is life, there is a future. But it's not only up to you and me to do our little part, to be part of a big part. Implementation is the key to make our plans a reality. Resources do not grow on mango trees and nutmeg trees. We need the help of the international community. So don't worry, my child. Don't worry. Just do your bit and be ready.
Hello, everybody. Come listen to the rhythm of the sea. Listen to the singing of the birds near the steeple. Hello, everybody. Can you hear the magic of the pan as it floats across this land? You just know it's the spirit of our people. Like the mountain river waters, we are Grenadian sons and daughters. Historical, traditional, folklorical carnival. All for one and one for all, that's who we are. From the great countryside to the beautiful St. George's Harbor. So take a look around, my friend, and see what you can do to keep it growing tall and strong for centuries long. We've been blessed with such an extraordinary gift, so keep it close to you, don't set it adrift. This God's given isle belongs to you and me. From the grass that grows to the great silk cotton tree, many wars were fought for this little piece of land. It went back and forth, to and fro, now it's in our hand. The little things we inherited, don't ever take for granted. In the blinking of an eye, it could disappear with no goodbye. So love your neighbor and your family. Be patriotic to your country, 'cause you are the pillar in the ground for those still to come. So take a look around, my friend, and see what you can do to keep it growing tall and strong for centuries long. We've been blessed with such an extraordinary gift, so keep it close to you, don't set it adrift. We've been blessed with such an extraordinary gift, so keep it close to you, don't set it adrift. So keep it close to you, don't set it adrift. Thank you.
Thank you.